Welcome to Dubbii Oromoo, and we are live.
Jabbiloota odaa jalaa jabbiloota koo ya jabbiloota odaa jalaa kan nama nyaatu nu keessa jiran amaaloo.
Daawwattoota Dubbii Oromoo akkam nagaa bakka jirtan maraa nageenya isinirraa jiraatu kun akkuma isin beektan qopheessaa keessanis jirudha. Today, actually, we're going to do in English. Today's program is in English. The reason today's program is in English is because we have a tough situation that happened in the last 3 years in Ethiopia. We got a fake prime minister, showered up, cooked up by this guy. This fake prime minister of Ethiopia goes by the name of Abiy Ahmed. And this prime minister completely failed Ethiopia and is blaming it all on America. Taha, say welcome to the community. Mickey, say welcome to the Dubbii Oromoo, the Oromo Affair Conversation World, both in English and in Afaan Oromo. I do both of the shows, but today's show is going to be completely in English. So welcome to the show, gentlemen. Introduce yourself to the communities.
AC in Oromo TV, thank you for actually inviting us. We will deeply discuss what is the situation happening in Ethiopia.
Thank you.
And at the same time, go ahead, Mickey.
Mickey, go ahead.
No worries, okay. I think my network is slow. I said, good to see you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Good seeing you. Good seeing you.
We really appreciate Mickey for coming to Oromo TV. And today is a really, definitely we deeply discuss about Abiy Ahmed in the Western world. So I request all my Oromo brothers, everyone who looking this show, share it to everyone.
For sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
Share it, let it reach the entire world. And today, Mickey, as you know, Abiy Ahmed is brought to Ethiopia by the support of the West, and it's through a parliamentary system, so he wasn't really elected by the public. And the number one advocate for Abiy Ahmed is a US Senator by the name of Jim Inhofe. This man, Jim, we have a video for him on the Senate floor selling Abiy to the world. Mickey, can you hear me? He's having a little bit of network issues. Let's see if that will improve it for him. Can you hear me now, Mickey? He's moving now. Can you hear me? Mickey, can you hear me? While his network gets better, Taha, since you can hear me, we'll address it, and then Mickey, once you can clearly hear me, you can make your comments on these videos. So I have a lot of videos from Senator Jim selling Abiy to the world as if Abiy was really a clean-cut, sharp, and smart man. So to start off, we're just going to start from the beginning.
Well, the current controversy and why we're here today started back in the 1970s with a man named Mengistu. From 1974 to 1991, Mengistu was the leader of the communist Derg. Now, this is the controlling party at that time as a communist party.
It is true. That part is true. But that's not why we were here in 2018. In 2018, we are not here to blame Mengistu. So this man,
I don't understand why he's blaming Mengistu.
because he's doing that, because the past 27 years or two is like he messed it up, so he doesn't want to take any blame.
Yeah, so
and then this man takes credit whenever there is success. He likes to take credit. Jim. So Mickey, I know you don't like to blame it on the past, but US doesn't want to take any responsibility. So Jim kind of goes all the way back to 1975 and blames everything on Mengistu. He started out by blaming everything on Mengistu, but he works from Mengistu. It's two quick videos, and then from Mengistu on, he goes into giving the full credit to Mallas, because he built up Mallas just like the way he built up Abiy.
The one person who is responsible in a large sense to getting rid of the communists and the communist drag in Ethiopia was a guy named Meles. And he ran, and he came from the bush, and he won, and he ended up a prime minister. And this is really the election that a lot of the people don't like, and they forget about the fact that he was the prime minister who actually got rid of the communists in Ethiopia. So he became a prime minister, and he started to build democracy. Now, he died in 2012, and I got to know him quite well during that time frame.
So basically, that's why he doesn't want to blame what happened in the last 30 years, either on Abiy, or he's going to go on to Haile Mariam, and he want to kind of push everything back to Mengistu because this is his work, right? He doesn't want to make himself look bad. But then you guys going to start making comment on once we start on Abiy. And then he goes on.
Whose name is Haile Mariam. Now, he became prime minister, and he continued to push for democracy. Haile Mariam.
So he says Haile Mariam, pushed for democracy too. So all of these three claims that he does on Haile Mariam, Meles, and Mengistu is the same old dictator stuff, right? Jim doesn't want to take responsibility for supporting dictators. So he kind of pushed it all the way back to the dictator that he didn't support Mengistu. But now let's start making comments that we have a foundation of who Jim is. Jim is basically a guy that is not really, you can see in his future analysis here that you can see that Jim is not sharp himself. So he found a guy that looks just like him, Abiy, and they hit it off, they kicked it off, and he ended up making him a prime minister. So now, is Abiy Ahmed democratically elected? So this is how he tries to make Ethiopia a democracy, when Ethiopia has just one man rule from the day Ethiopia was called Ethiopia. So since the Menelik, Ethiopia has a one man rule, iron fist, one man rule, dictator, straight up dictator, everybody get slaughtered, everybody get hurt. So here is how he starts off with Abiy. This is how he starts showering Abiy.
A step to showing their commitment to a free and fair democracy by selecting a new prime minister. And who is this? His name was Abiy Ahmed, a doctor, a medical doctor, a doctor. And in fact, it's kind of interesting. If you think about his credentials, just listen to this.
Okay, now, Here is the thing about this guy. Every time Senator Jim goes like this, like he's lying, like he obviously not telling the truth and he's making up crap. And then he always scratches his head when he doesn't know what he's talking about. But the question I have for you guys is, was Abiy democratically elected? Go ahead, Mickey. Was Abiy democratically elected? Why is he telling it to the world like that?
Nope.
It's just a little bit cutting off.
No, I don't think. Well, I have no idea why is it that important, but is it cutting off? Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
a
know.
little
My
bit.
network is not good today. I don't know for
Yeah,
some
go
reason.
ahead, it's working now.
Okay, so I don't know. I mean, Jim Inhofe, well, it's America, anyways. Americans play for their own interest. Maybe it could be
Right.
religious interest, it could be economic interest, or democratic interest. But is it going to help us how Abiy came to power? No. Abiy came to power in the name of Oromo population, to get a turn, to govern as Oromo. So that was the American intention. I think it has nothing to do with democracy. What they were thinking is because of the uprising was from Oromia, so they thought maybe the Oromo people are the biggest population, so get a representation and govern Ethiopia. Then they hoped this guy was fit for it, but he was fake. So that's not America's mistake. That was our mistake. We should have picked our own leader. Of course, there is no question. But the Americans' assertion was the Oromo majority have a chance to rule. I don't think it was an installation. What are they going to get anyways from Ethiopia? Nothing. They get aid. They don't get nothing else from Ethiopia. I know there might be other political and religious, because this guy's Protestant. Maybe pick Abiy for that reason, but Lemma is Protestant as well, I guess. So it is our mistake, not America's mistake. This guy. So he is saying, and I do support what he said on Mellis. Mellis tried to democratize Ethiopia. Mellis tried to recognize Oromia as Oromia. Never been any Oromia. There was Oromo people, but there was no Oromia state. So I think in that aspect, Mellis was the greatest, I would say. Well, it's not because I'm Tigray, but that's the fact I would think.
Well, thank you, Mickey. What I wanted to add on this, the Abiy is not elected. He's there for make reform. But for the nation of Ethiopia, Abiy, actually nobody elected. Is Lama Magarsa was the one who bring him to the front. So nobody knows that before 2018, Abiy Ahmed, he was actually hidden behind the Lama Magarsa. Lama Magarsa is the one who bring him to Parliament, and then they elected. I don't know why they elected. I don't know the criteria they are bringing to front, but somehow after 15 days of meeting, Abiy Ahmed came to the front. The reason Abiy Ahmed was there to just reform, to take the nation to until the election time. But Abiy Ahmed, he changed all this, and he come to himself, and he wanted to destroy all the Ethiopians. He wanted to consolidate the power for himself. That's what I'm gonna say that on Abiy.
Right. So I think what
He become a dictator. Yeah.
right. I think what Jim and them do, what the senators do is basically they're more interested in the history book, right? Because when they made the decision, when they started preparing Abiy, he tells us later in the video that in 2016, I met Abiy, we started preparing him. Now, before that, they don't want to be on the record. So when they go on the record, they want to say things like, this was done democratically, right? These guys he can't even say the name Oromo. Like, Mickey, thank you for clearing it up, that it was the Oromo revolution that led to this change in Ethiopia, right? But this man, Jim, claims that he's been to Ethiopia 18 different times.
Since 2005, I've visited Ethiopia 18 different times.
There is no democratic that happened in
Right.
in Ethiopia whatsoever.
Right. So he's been to Ethiopia 18 different times.
I
And let me
think
ask
Jim
him
is
to say,
lost on this.
and let me ask him to say Oromo. You know, he been to Ethiopia 18 different times. He said he knows all the providence. He met all the governors. He did the prayers with them. He claims all of this, right? Let me have this guy named Jim to say Oromo, right? This is how he says Oromo.
Regions, namely Oromo, or Maya, and Hamran, and some of the other southern nations. The resolution.
He can't even say Oromia. So
Mickey, this guy can't even say the word Oromo. He went to Ethiopia 18 different times. He says he knows Ethiopia in and out. He tells the story of Queen Sheba and all these things about how much he knows Ethiopia so much.
yes,
But he doesn't even know how to say Oromo, and he doesn't even recognize the Oromo revolution and bring in this change of Abiy.
I think Jim is lost on this. I think number one, I don't know what the Jim is looking from in the Horn of Africa. If he really
He's
wanted
looking for
to
a
bring,
puppet.
if he really wanted to bring the democratic forward, he shouldn't be pick Abiy. He shouldn't be pick Abiy. He should have actually make a transition government. When you make a transition government, you have to bring all the opposition parties and then the current regime. But Jim, he did not did that. He was picked Abiy Ahmed because he wanted to use him as a tools.
Right.
He doesn't. This guy doesn't have any credit being leading any state whatsoever. This guy, he was in the military. This guy, he doesn't have any actually experience to lead the nations. I think Jim is he lost on this by his losing, by his default. Then Ethiopia is breaking to pieces, I guess.
For sure, Taha, for sure. Mickey is struggling with the internet connection today. But
Yeah.
but the second video I'm gonna play for you, Taha. Watch this, man.
Let's say Mickey comments. So Mickey's coming back now. Let's see.
Mickey, can you hear me? He's still frozen though. He's not able to hear me. But we'll move on to the next video. So this guy is looking for a puppet. You know Ethiopia don't like puppets, right? Since Ethiopia don't like puppet, and also Ethiopia been fooled with this doctor and engineer thing. You know, every Ethiopian child wants to be a doctor and he wants to be an engineer. So they psychologically play this thing into the minds of people in East Africa, particularly those who call themselves Ethiopians in Oromo, right? So, like I say, when this man scratches his head, he's making up stuff. It's not the fact when he usually scratches his head. Here is an abused education.
Name was Abiy Ahmed, a doctor, a medical doctor, a doctor. In fact, it's kind of interesting. If you think about his credentials, just listen to this, Mr. President. Abiy received his first degree, a bachelor's degree in computer engineering from the Microlink Information Technology College.
I could not
in
hear
Addis.
you. Maybe
That was in
unmute me.
2001.
Otherwise,
In 2005, Abiy earned a postgraduate certificate in the cryptology degree in South Africa. He holds a Master's of Arts in the Transformational Leadership and Change with Merit, earned at the Business School in Greenwich University in London, and in collaboration with the International Leadership Institute in Addis. In 2011, he holds a Master of Business Administration in the one from the Landstar College of Management and Leadership in Addis, and in partnership with the Ashland University in Ohio. In 2017, Abiy was awarded a PhD from the Institute for Peace and Security Studies from Addis University. Now, we haven't studied all the way through, but we did. We took a cursory look at that, and we believe he is the most highly educated prime minister in the history of the continent. Now, so there we are with this Dr. Abiy, who has been specially selected for this committee to democracy, to good governance, and the rule of law. I met
Now, did you get a chance to hear those, Mikey? Can
Mickey,
you hear me, Mikey? Oh, he can't hear me still. But anyway, Staha.
yeah,
So I looked it up. I re-reviewed those educational stuff. So all of those schools that he physically didn't go there. The school in Ohio supposedly had a partnership with the Addis Ababa University. Just a partnership. So it's a distance. Supposedly everything he did was a distance learning. So he got all these degrees and PhDs, everything in partnership. So none of them are verifiable.
absolutely. It's a vocational schools.
They're all vocational schools, and plus they're in partnership. He's claiming to get a degree from South Africa when he never went to South Africa, but in partnership through Addis Ababa University from South Africa all the way to Addis Ababa University, they gave him his master's. All the way from Ohio, United States, where he never ever set his foot on, they gave him his certificate there too. And then he goes to the Peace Institute inside Addis Ababa University, and somehow he comes out as a PhD in medical doctor.
Look,
So this is all to play on the psychology of the illiterate country called Ethiopia. In that country, everybody wishes their sons and daughters went to school. And when they give you this prime minister who went to 5 different schools, got 5 different degrees and certificates, and he also has a PhD, it's all funny and it's all the smoke blowing up to people's heads.
I see. The worst thing I heard on this video, Jimmy is lying to the world.
Right.
He did not approve his academics. He doesn't know this guy, and he's lying to the world. Because of his lioness, now Ethiopia is breaking to pieces.
Right.
Abiy Ahmed doesn't have any medical degree. Abiy Ahmed, he doesn't have education or microlink. Let me tell you this. Abiy Ahmed was in military until 2004. Microlink is not coming to Ethiopia in 2001. I think Microlink come to Ethiopia, you can research it and approve it in 2003. So when is the Abiy Ahmed, the Microlink education is not even in Ethiopia. Where he got from Addis is not even all entire in Ethiopia, this program. How can he get a Microlink first degree? That's absolutely
South
false.
Africa mailed it to him to Addis University.
That is absolutely false. So Jimmy is, you see, he lying to himself, he lying to United States, and he lied to the world.
But at least he's
So-
being honest. Guess what he said to save his butt?
Mm.
To save his butt, Jim goes on to say, we didn't verify Abiy's resume.
See, you see,
Look,
look.
Abiy was awarded a PhD from the Institute for Peace and Security Studies from Addis University. Now, we haven't studied all the way through, but we did. We took a cursory look at that.
you see that?
Let
We
me say
didn't
one
study
thing.
all the way through. And I don't know how you get peace and stability.
How this guy, he got in 5 years, in 6 years, 5 degrees. Okay.
Psychology, to play on the
Look,
psychology of
this, they are playing
poor
the
Ethiopians.
mind. You see, when they bring this stupid, when they bring this to this world, to this idiot to the world, you see, they are fool us. They lie to us. They just like, praise this guy so much. But the guy is not there. Actually, the guy didn't go to school at all. So Abiy left school only 7th grade. From 7th grade, he joined the military. From
Right.
7th grade, he joined the military. He grew up in the military. 2004 or 2003, he joined Rwanda Peace. When is Abiy sit down finish his first bachelor degree? Jimmy has to analyze this, bro. You see, I
Man,
don't
when
know
your
why.
resume is read by the U.S. senator,
You see, this is a great shame for the United States also. It's a great shame for the senator chambers.
right?
They shouldn't be do this, So what I wanted to say, I think they wanted to steal the world mind. They wanted to mind. They say that this guy is educated. This guy has he say that this guy has a 5 masters. He has a lot of degrees. He can able to lead the country. He can unify the country. That's exactly what he said. But absolutely wrong. Absolutely, that is lying. The guy is only educating himself 7th grade. The guy, he doesn't even know where is the university at. He doesn't
Right.
even know all the programs that Jim is telling us. He doesn't even know at all. If we ask Abiy Ahmed right now, did you get all these degrees? Abiy himself, witness himself, he did not go to school. He did not go to school at all. So I don't know why the United States senators, they lying to the world, they lying to the Ethiopian nations. If they didn't do that,
Because Ethiopia asked for a smart leader for so long, bro. Remember, in Ethiopia, every parents want their sons to be
I know.
doctors and
There
lawyers
is.
and engineers. Just
I know
these
that.
three. The dream of every parent in Ethiopia is that. So they give you this Abiy, a child out of wedlock with no education, with no nothing.
He's only 7th grade though.
They put it on him. Mikey, this is the video we're commenting on. Take a comment.
Abiy was awarded a PhD from the Institute for Peace and Security Studies from Addis University. Now, we haven't studied all the way through, but we did. We took a cursory look at that, and we believe he is the most highly educated prime minister in the history of the continent. Now, so there we are with this Dr. Abiy, who has been specially selected.
Okay. Mikey.
Mickey, can you hear?
Ah, shit, his thing froze again, man.
What is going on with Mickey today? Come on, man, he's struggling though. Can he change it from phone to computer? Maybe ask him if he can change it.
Maybe he should use his phone.
Yeah, can you let him that if he can use his phone? Anyways,
Yeah, he needs to.
Anyways,
Mike, if you can hear me, use your phone. Don't use the computer. Use your phone. Phone might have more speed. But the saddest part is that they said he's the smartest guy ever had.
This guy has 5 master's degrees and the 1 medical doctorate in 5 years. Is that possible? Is that possible? No. I don't know. You see, if they're not praising, look, that's they praise this guy at the beginning. I think that's the reason they give him actually the what is it called, the Nobel Prize fees also. Because of this lioness, because of this propaganda, they lie to the world, they lie to Ethiopian people. Then he got a Nobel Prize fees. What Abiy has done to get a Nobel Prize fees? Absolutely nothing. Okay, you say that the Eritreans and Ethiopia, they negotiate. Right. What is the agreement that people can see?
Let's give Mikey a chance. He's back. Mikey, can you hear me? He still can't hear me.
Call him.
Use your phone, Mikey. Trying to get in with your phone.
Mikey, get a phone. Get in with the phone.
Yeah, it's definitely frozen. But we'll continue. The unfortunate part is they call him the smartest
in the continent.
That's very unfortunate.
The dumbest, the stupidest, the idiotest in the continent. In another way, that's what it means.
But in this case, Taha, it's kind of like in a stupid found a stupid, so they got a stupider.
Yeah, but
Why do I say that? So supposedly they invite, Jim to use Skype one day.
here in Washington. So he joined in. Now, I'm not smart enough to figure out how they do this. It's some kind of a thing called Skype where you can get.
Bro, how many times I told you, bro? When this guy scratches his head, you have to, watch him. Like every time he's on like stupid mode, like
Jim got a
every time
fool.
he's telling a lie or he's telling a fake stuff,
He fueled.
this
Jim
guy
is
always
fueled.
scratches his head. Like he scratches his head in the most funniest way. Like, just a little bit. Like, akan mo ko dati, dalgan.
He's lying to all the senators. He lying to all the American nations.
Because as he
Why you
was
have to do
lying,
that?
like his head is telling him like you're lying, right? His own head is telling him you're lying, so he has to do that. Like,
That is a sign of lying, though.
right? Watch this.
Here in Washington. So he joined in. Now, I'm not smart enough to figure out how they do this. It's some kind of a thing called Skype where you can get on TV and communicate. So they were praying over there with all these House members at the same time that we were praying. And
Very shameful.
Bro, what this guy
Yeah.
said, you guys can watch the full video. What he said was that you know with a prayer, he said he made a peace in Ethiopia. He said he
Through
prayed
the
with all
Skype.
9 governors, and then there was peace, Jede. There was no freaking peace, and that's why we have to get fake abi. You cooked us up fake abi. So he told Haile Mariam to, gather the 9 governors for me. I'll come and I'll pray with them, and then you guys gonna have peace.
There.
So he got the 9 governors. Ethiopia got 9
Oh,
states,
Jim.
9 governors.
Oh, God. Oh, Jim. Oh, Jim. He fooled us, man. He fooled us, seriously.
He said, in DC too, they put through a Skype. I don't know what a Skype is.
Yeah, he say he doesn't know how they Skype from the Skype to TV. They did that and they pray. The whole country get peace.
Right.
What
And
is a
then
lie, dude? What is a
and then he
lie?
started complaining about the House resolution. That thing happened at the same time. At the end of the year, fake resolution, no more killing, no more none of that.
We want to tell it to Jim.
He
If he
complains
lied,
about that.
if he lying to the Ethiopian nations to the world, bringing fake government, fake
Exactly.
person, Ethiopia will never lift up. Ethiopia will not turn to democratic. Ethiopia is going to break in pieces to many countries. If you want to have like embassy for many countries, that's good because you work hard to bring the fake government.
Right.
You work hard to bring this a genocide guy. There is no credit that can give this guy can be a prime minister.
Mm-mm.
No. In the history of mankind, in the history of leadership, Abiy should not lead the Ethiopia.
Exactly.
Abiy maybe he cannot even lead Bashasha. He cannot even live in Oromia region, bro.
He's not a Oromo, dude.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if I minimize, he cannot even lead Bashasha. This is stupid.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I think United States.
He's complaining
they need
about the
to
House
correct-
resolution.
Look, especially
And a
United
Senate
States.
resolution that came from his own Senate. Like, basically they pass it off the record, so nobody takes the blame. That thing was fake to begin with. Even still, he doesn't want that fake thing to give people confidence that Ethiopia will change. So he's complaining about that. Check how he complains.
Resolution made a lot of blanket claims. They said democratic space in Ethiopia has steadily diminished since the general elections of 2005, and that the ruling party claimed 100% of the parliamentary seats in the 2015 elections. Continued insults to our close friends in Africa. But the democratic space in Ethiopia has never been more vibrant. As the numbers speak for themselves, there are more opposition candidates in the 2015 election than there have ever been in any election in the history of Ethiopia. In 2015,
You saw the head scratch,
African
right?
Union observers, they were the ones that
Every
were
time he lies.
observing the election. They concluded that the elections had been free, peaceful, and credible, and had provided an opportunity for the Ethiopian people to express their choices at the polls. Overall, the AU observers offered conclusions and recommendations to the government, the electoral board, the political parties, and to the media to strengthen that process, and that's been successful. The resolution inaccurately stated that the ruling party claimed to have won 100% of the parliamentary seats. Not true at all. No truth at all. And in fact, that is not a ruling party. The BPRDF is not one party. It's a coalition of 4 major political parties.
Do you see how much this guy lies, bro?
Dude.
Doesn't Abiy lie just like him?
Absolutely.
Doesn't Abiy just straight up just lie, just like this guy?
Let me tell you, AC, Jim doesn't know about Ethiopia whatsoever.
I think he knows he's lying.
Jim, somebody wrote and they give it to him. He only read that, but
He
he
never
doesn't know
left
actually
Finland.
what is on the table. He
He
never
never left the
actually.
capital city.
That's what I'm saying. He never left Arakilo. They bring him to Arakilo. They give him the paper, and this is a democratic
Bro,
place.
if
This
he
is what
left,
it is.
if he left the capital city, he would know at least how to say 60% of that country's population's name.
Absolutely.
The Oromo.
Oromo, you say Ora.
Look,
Regions, namely Oromo,
Oromo, dude.
Maya, and Hamran, and some of the other southern nations. The resolution.
Look, Jim, he doesn't know about Ethiopian politics.
But he
doesn't
really
know
thought Abiy
how
had
the
to
nation are oppressed. He doesn't know how the nation are suffering. The guy, somebody give him the paper and they just read him from the paper. This is not actual on the ground.
Abiy lies just like him.
Exactly. You see, he lying about Abiy. He lying about Ethiopia Democratic. He lying about everything what is going on in Ethiopia. To tell the truth, Ethiopia is breaking to the pieces because of this like a Jimmy guy. He's lying to the world. He's lying to the nations.
Let's put more lights into him.
Yeah, that's why America, they should send difference or independent investigation to Ethiopia if they want to know really what is happening on the ground.
And plus, send somebody with a sharper mind. Don't send somebody like Jim. This guy is like
Jim.
Jim is bro. Jim is like in his head is back in 1990s, bro. 1980s, man.
Like the guy is.
The guy doesn't even know what his Skype is, bro.
That's what I'm saying, though.
The BPRDF is not one party. It's a coalition of 4 major political parties with proportional representation from 4 regions, namely Oromo, Maya, and Hamran, and some other
Oromo, for God's sake, Oromo, dude.
Nations. The resolution also claimed that peaceful protests were often hijacked by violent events.
Bro, let me tell you this.
Okay, Jim, let the U.S. State Department talk to, because this guy is trash. So let the U.S. State Department tell us how fair that election was.
I think Biden administration, they need to sit down, talk with this guy. This outrageous man. He doesn't even know what is happening in Ethiopia. He say just reading from the paper. We stand against it. Seriously.
Why he says that on the Senate floor?
I'm requesting all the Ethiopian community in diaspora, Oromo community in diaspora, Somalia community in diaspora. They should write to the Jim. They should write letter to the Biden administration. They should write letter to the Jim. Jim is a fake in the Horn of Africa.
Right. Look, well, Jim says
the
that.
Genocide happened in Somalia. The genocide happened in the Tigray region, in Oromia region. He doesn't even care about that. He cares to
Exactly.
bring the puppet to the front, but the puppet he brings to the front, he break the country to pieces. He
Exactly.
destroyed the country.
What Jim denies the fake election, where he tries to legitimize that fake election in Ethiopia. Look at what the White House is doing. What Jim is faking over there in the White House too. They're trying to fake it, but they can't even hold their laugh.
Yeah.
I think we would say that the president of Kenya was democratically elected. That was a competitive process. I think the prime minister of Ethiopia was just elected with 100% of the vote, which I think suggests, as we have stated in our public statement, some concern for the integrity of the electoral process, at least if not in the outcomes, then in some of the mechanisms that supported the process, the freedom for the opposition to campaign.
But does he think that was a democratic election?
I said 100%.
Byron.
Having fun up there?
Could you say what lawmakers will be traveling?
I can't give you.
No
This
integrity
look like a
whatsoever.
comedian, bro. Look,
Huh?
this look like a comedian TV, though. He said
This
100%.
Bro, this is the liberal administration and the crazy old fart here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, is this
Jim
she's a
Inhofe, the crazy old fart here is just
She's a Susan
you
Rice,
have to
right?
lie, bro. Huh?
She's a Susan Rice.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my God! Look, the guy asked him, "Is a Democrat elected 100%?" She said, "Yes, 100%."
And then she laughs.
And then she laughed seriously.
Jim,
Seriously.
Jim got, he
They
doesn't
are
have
playing
teeth.
with
So
the
Jim laughs
Ethiopian
like
Democrat.
this. Every time Jim laughs, it's like this. Every time he lies, it's the scratch. It's
Why they have to
scratch
lie
every
this
time
much?
Jimmy lies.
Why they have to lie this much? Why they not fix the country and move the country forward?
That's what they don't want to.
Look now, Ethiopia is in a lot of mess right now. Because of the Jim, he lied to the world and he lied to the American people. And also he lied to the Ethiopians. This is a great shame.
Oh, Jim.
This is a great shame. That's why everywhere we are, we have to communicate with our Congress. We have to communicate with our senators. We don't accept senator like Jim. Seriously. That's not democratic. So he's just lying. Millions of Ethiopians suffering right now. Millions of women are raped.
Well, there are a lot of Oromos.
People are dying because of this.
There are a lot of Oromos in Minnesota. The Minnesota senator, they're not gonna go chair the foreign committee.
Is he senator from Minnesota?
He's Oklahoma.
I wonder why.
This old guy, bro, his memory is not even good for him to be in the Senate.
No.
The guy doesn't know what his Skype is. What the hell is he doing in the Senate?
Definitely, Biden administration has to change this. I'm hoping that they will look into independent investigations, and they need to change the politic view on Horn of Africa.
This guy, look, it's not me.
Since 2005, I've visited Ethiopia 18 different times.
18 different times.
And he can't say Oromo.
He only eat injera and come back.
Regions, namely Oromo, or Maya, and Hamran, and some of the other southern.
I bet you knows how to say budena. You know that injera thing they put in his mouth?
Because he eat 18 times though.
I think he just went over there, ate the poor people's food and came back. He didn't learn their name.
No, he did not discuss with any opposition parties. He did not sit down, even discuss with the government. He just went there, and the puppet was around him. They gave him the paper. Okay, this is a democratic country.
He put some money in his pocket.
Read this paper, and he come back and read to the American senators.
That's all he did.
That's absolutely false. We not accept it. We not accept this. So Ethiopia is suffering right now in economics,
Well, maybe
in
we
the
should
political
forgive the
crisis.
poor guy. This Jim guy, bro, he doesn't even know how to say Skype, bro. We expect him to say Oromo.
Sorry to say that. Sorry, man. Sorry.
How many more of meathead senators are in there? There's 100 of them, bro.
100 senators. From 100
Yeah.
senators,
How many meathead like Jim are in there? This is ridiculous guy, bro. He's too ridiculous.
man, I hope all the senators they're not gonna talk like this. I
Hey,
hope
guess
they
what?
understand. I
But
hope
at
they
the end of the
understand
day,
what is happening in Ethiopia.
he picked up Abiy, right? He picked up Abiy and taught him how to lie.
Is he a foreign committee leader?
Pretty much is in that committee. I don't know who's the current leader is, but he picked up Abiy. He taught him how to lie. And then he put Abiy down and he said, I have a full confidence on you that you're not gonna lie, you're not gonna trick me, you're not gonna blame me.
Look where he lies, seriously.
You don't use those techniques that I taught you against me.
What he's lie, all Ethiopian they know this. Number one,
Right.
he lie on Abiy academic.
Exactly.
It's very shameful. Second, he lie Ethiopia is moving to democratic way.
That's not.
Actually, he's not. Ethiopia is moving backward. Ethiopia is going to.
How many times they're just gonna
going
cancel
back to
election
the-
here?
Seriously. So in this case, I think the United States lost in politics in the Horn of Africa. In this case, if a regime has to follow up only in the Horn of Africa, pretty much they lost. So that's why we have to be strong enough to overcome this. If you are strong, if you are follow our leaders, if we are join Marro, every Oromo nation join Marro. If you are strong, someone will come and talk to you. If you're not strong, they just go to Arakilo, eat injera, and come back, and they lie to us.
And they will never learn how to say Skype either. These all farts over there.
No, they even say how to say Oroma.
But anyways, you know, when dummy meets a dumber, you know they get extra dumb. You know what I mean? So this guy Jimmy,
his politics doesn't bias anymore. That's
Jimmy taught Abiy how to lie, and then left Abiy saying, "Don't lie to me," right? And this is how he left Abiy. He trusts Abiy fully.
Meetings that I know Abiy is committed to democracy and committed to the future of Ethiopia.
So Jimmy, you got to answer these to the Oromo people, the people that make 60% of that Ethiopia's population, where you went 18 different times and you're not even able to learn how to say our name properly. So Jimmy, you say, I know Abiy, he is committed to democracy. Why all of a sudden?
On what?
Why all of a sudden you guys want to get rid of him?
Abiy never been on the leadership. How can this guy commit to democracy? He's not even the mayor of Bashasha. He doesn't even lead 10 people. The guy just get out from the military and the Lama brought to the parliament. So how this guy can, how does this guy, how Jimmy knows Abiy, he commit to democracy? So this is the biggest liar. It's a shameful. It's very shameful to hear from the United States senators.
But I think for conclusion, Taha, there are too many like Jim Inhofe, and they're gonna fake it up. They're gonna twist Abiy's arm, and they're gonna keep their puppet boy back in place, and they're gonna fake it out through this election. And the puppet boy might survive, bro. They're gonna continue with the puppet boy.
What I wanted to say.
They're gonna keep on supporting a puppet boy.
What I wanted to say to the Oromo nation or Oromo community in the diaspora, get strong, join the community, and fight for yourself. That's how the people know you. That's how the people know you. That's why Jimmy, He lied to all the Oromo community in America, or to the world actually.
Right.
We don't accept what he said. We don't buy his views in the politics in the Horn of Africa. But we as Oromo, we need to come together, tell the truth to the world.
Right.
We are American citizens. We pay tax. We do everything in this country what other citizens do. So we have to fight for our rights. So I wanted to say to Oromo people, come together, get strong. If you are strong enough, if you have a strong party, if you have a strong military, this type of puppet we're not gonna lie to you. They will come face to face and talk to you. That's the way they can hear what is the situation you are in. Otherwise, your struggle is hijacked. Like
Right.
Abiy Ahmed is hijacked. All your struggle is hijacked. We don't want that happen again. We need to be strong everywhere, our community in diaspora. So
That's right, folks. As you guys can see, both the Democrats and the Republicans, when it comes to Africa, just pimp that continent. Find us a puppet that can help us pimp that continent. That's about it. Whether they're Democrat or Republicans, they're over there to put
nobody
more
look
money in
at
their own pockets and then come back, lie to the American people, the general American population, lie to them about cricket Ethiopia and the rest of their world. But this got to be stopped. If this doesn't stop, the struggle will continue. People like Jim Inhofe will be nothing but a political, jokes for us. We will joke on you, Jimmy. You keep
comedian.
making them ridiculous statements and ridiculous comments. Like, I don't know what that television you talk on television, they call it Skype.
Skype you on television.
I'm not smart enough to figure that out. So, Jimmy, other than
Yeah.
providing us a political joke from here on, anything you do say on the continent of Africa is to put more money in your pocket. Stop being a puppet. Stop raising puppets in East Africa. Quit that shit, Jimmy. Jimmy Inhofe, the senator from Oklahoma. Stop embarrassing America.
We're gonna say that
Stop searching
Jimmy,
for leaders that will embarrass Africa. And you, Jim, you are too old. You don't even know what a Skype is. Please stop running for a senator in America again. People like you, Jimmy, is making America go backward and is making the continent of Africa and the rest of that world go backward with your sharp 1980s mind. You don't know Skype because your mind is left
1970s, 70s.
where every leader in Africa you think is great, except Mengistu. Your mind needs to leave them 70s and the 80s. If your mind can't leave, Jimmy, please retire. Do not advocate for an educated puppet of the street to rule any of these African countries or any of the third world countries. If the population doesn't get you on earth, what you have done, Jimmy, will get you in hell. So that's my closing remark, Taha. Please do have your own closing remark. And
I
the show
wanted to
ends
say
here
the
tonight.
same thing you say. I wanted to say the same thing you say. Jimmy, this is not the sound of United States. It's not the sound of democracy. What you say is actually breaking Ethiopia into pieces, is bringing it to injustice. We not buy what you say. We not hear you. It doesn't represent all Ethiopian nation, not only Oromo, the all Ethiopian nations. We are suffering under the person you bring to the front. We are genocided by the person you bring to the front. This is not the American democracy. This is not what America represents. Please, if you don't know about Ethiopian politics or Oromo politics, stay away from it. Stay away from it. Thank you. Ummanni Oromo Galatoma.
Should we give Jimmy one more chance to say Oromo? So should we give Jimmy one more chance to say Oromo? Because Jimmy doesn't know that. It was the Oromo Revolution that got rid of the 27 years of TPLF rule. Jimmy doesn't know that. He doesn't even know how to say Oromo.
He doesn't even know what is happening in Ethiopia. Somebody just write a paper and give it to him, and he write to the senators. So that's what we say. His voice is not.
Jimmy doesn't know what's going on in Oklahoma, bro.
We saying that his voice is not representing all Ethiopians, not only Ethiopia, all the world. In this, Ethiopia is the most respected in the religious area, but the political crisis, person like you bring Abiy Ahmed, breaking the country to pieces. The regime you praise, the regime you are said that he has a five master degrees. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have any roadmap.
Bro, Jimmy needs to resign from Senate. He doesn't know what's going on in Oklahoma, bro.
So Tuesday and the Wednesday we speaking in English. Afa orre Oromo taatan warre nu dhageettani Tuesday fi Wednesday Ingiliffaan dubbanna. Warra biyya kana keessa jirruufillee warra ollaa keenya jiruufillee akka galuuf Ingiliffaan dubbanna. Ilmaan Oromoo akkasin nu hubadha. Wanni adda Jimiin jedhe waan gurra keenya bu'u miti. Waan ummata sabaaf sablammii Itoophiyaa bakka bu'u miti. So kanaaf faayit godhuu qabna. Communitiin keenya bakka mara faayit godhuu qaba jedha. Tuesday fi Wednesday sagantaa Ingiliffaatti akkasii akka beeytan jedhee gaafadha.
That's right. This is a classic political story of Dumb and Dumber. When they found each other. That's what happens. I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for tuning to the show. Share it and share it. And I'll see you.
We're gonna bring Mickey maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. When he gets on a better network. I appreciate it. Peace.
Jabbilota odaa jala jabbilota ko ya jabbilota odaa jala kan nama nyaatu nu keessa jiran amaaloo.